the decibels that I am producing with my mouth. I don't know. Anyways,
We'll
I
get
can
next
see
time.
your thing. Wait, you're starting?
Yeah.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
If I say pause, please pause. Thank you.
Okay.
Maybe rewind every now and then.
I feel like we should skip the drives too, so it's not like actually an hour long, right?
Uh, I mean sometimes.
I mean, some drives are important, but like this one is like super standard, right?
Yeah, this one like he
So
gets here at the optimal time, 43.
yeah.
That's fine. You can like if you park your Faggio like pretty close to the stairs, you can get on it before like that
The
text.
prompt comes up, yeah.
Yeah, because like normally like when you get on like that, like you have to like wait a little bit unless you get on it really fast.
Yeah. Or
But
if you like try and get on it at like standard speed and then it like warps you off. I don't know
yeah,
if you've seen
exactly.
that. Yeah, it's really fucking
Yeah.
annoying. So what pace is it? So 1535. I guess it's kind of weird because like 1535 is like isn't a great start, right? But when you're comparing against a 105, like I guess it'd be better to
Mm,
like if you had like a 58 PB or something, you know,
yeah.
then it's like easier to like check the splits to see like where they lose time. It's like when Millie was looking at Luca Ray's video earlier, he finished Copland at like just gone 43 minutes, right? Which is like decent time. And he ends up with like almost a 58. So it's like obvious that he's really dropped the ball somewhere. And, you know,
Mm,
CTC, he lost like over a minute, like on that mission
yeah.
alone. So like splits, it's usually quite good to tell. That was a wide ass turn. I don't know how you do this turn, but I don't do it like that. I don't know if there's like a
The
better
way I
way,
do it,
but I pull it like
I go.
that sentinel is kind of in the way, but I like power slide much earlier, so like I can't really like show without I'm pointing at my fucking monitor. But I usually like pull in so I'm like, you know, right next to on the pavement still, rather than like taking
Yeah,
it super wide.
I stay like on the sidewalk and I handbrake and then hold. Wait, was this key D to go right at the same time? I don't like go around this
What's the
pole.
key again to go right?
I forgot. Like if you go like to the right, there's a pole on the left. I
Yeah,
go on the inner side of that.
yeah,
I think having like a lot of speed around this corner kind of
yeah.
sucks, but
Because
it's
obviously,
not too big of
if
a deal.
you're like if you stay on the path or the sidewalk or whatever, then you're like bang on right into the alleyway, right? You
Yeah,
don't have to like
exactly.
turn and
Yeah,
then turn left again like that. Like you end up doing these like kind of weird power slides, like you're driving a stallion in GTA 3, and
yeah,
you
you lose
lose
a
like a
lot of
lot of
speed.
time. Yeah,
So far, this isn't so bad. It looks like
yeah,
he's paid attention to what to do for the most part.
yeah, yeah. This is fine. So you like lost quite a bit of time on that like freeway drive, but not bad at all.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
That handbrake turn's kind of meh. I think it's also
yeah.
kind of risky and not very fast.
I never handbrake there. I just hold brake normally and like maybe tap it to turn a little bit, but I never like fully handbrake and slide over that. It's
Yeah,
awkward.
did that kind of safe. That's fine.
Yeah,
Fuck going over that full speed.
yeah, honestly. But this is fine so far. Here, I always look away because otherwise, when you spawn here, if you keep looking forward, there's a good chance that you'll get a car. I guess I can like use my cursor so like people can see like because can you see
Yeah,
that if I use it? Yeah.
yeah, I can see it. Yeah,
You usually get a car like here, right? And he like pulls in front of you. And if you get like a long car, like an Esperanto or something, it will stick out, and you'll have to move out the way of it. So I
a
always
lot of
like
the
as I go
time.
past this bus stop, I always look like to the right or the left to
Yeah,
not spawn
I'm
there.
holding right like basically like as soon as I start going. Like there's like a lot of the time cars will just like not even stop there and they'll just
Yeah,
get in your way. And
yeah,
sometimes
they'll
cars will
just pull
spawn
out.
like in front of you,
Yeah,
like on this road.
yeah. So like,
Right there, if that car turned left, you would have been doomed.
yeah, always good to look away there. And like during these drives, it's like not super necessary, but I also like kind of flick between looking away and looking forward. So like here on this drive, like as I turn the corner here, I then start looking right, like about here. So then you don't get a spawn
Same.
that pulls in front of you here at the Malibu, because otherwise you can get
Same.
one
Yep.
right here. Yeah.
Yeah, this Malibu kind of sucks for spawns because you can't really see behind that wall.
Yeah, and you're on a hill, so if you're at the bottom of it, then you kind of get fucked.
Yeah.
But I mean, made it to the Malibu on time, so officially
Yeah, good
speedy.
job. That's hard for new players, I think.
Yeah. You know, I've still never made it to the Malibu on time, ever.
Epic.
Yeah, never in my entire life. I've came within like, you know, 0.3 seconds or something, like plenty of times, but I've just never bothered. Like my starts are the worst part of my runs by miles.
Hmm.
Like I see people with like a 57 that are like 30 seconds ahead of me at Guardian Angels. So like if I ever went for like a really good notice issue time, I would like just do like the first 10 minutes constantly because that's where I lose all my time. I don't think there's anything here that's like worth pointing out.
Yeah, pretty standard stuff. You don't lose any time on this drive for the most part.
The only
'Cause
thing that
you-
like some people do that kind of annoys me is they'll like try and drive on the path to like be optimal, but then if you run over those bikers, sometimes they'll shit out your tires. It's just not worth it. In my
Yeah.
opinion.
There's no point in like trying to rush this part for the most part. Unless you're like already fucked something up and you really need to get there on
You
time.
need to make it the time, but yeah, otherwise you're on a timer, so it's whatever. You go for that. Do you ever go for the Faggio here?
I go for whatever I can get. Like if this Faggio was right next to me,
like it's
I would
already
have gone
past
for
you.
Faggio.
You would have done? Okay.
Like you can catch up. Like that light's red. If you don't even catch up to it, it will just stop for you and it's fine.
Yeah. Personally, I wouldn't have done like if it unless it's like right there, I wouldn't go for it. I would just
if the Admiral wasn't there, he would have had no choice but to go for it. But the Admiral was there. It was safer. It doesn't lose any time. So
yeah, fair enough.
I think it's a decent choice. I'm assuming he's gonna do this thing. Yeah.
Ah,
This is interesting strat.
That's smart. I don't see a lot of people do that, honestly.
Yeah, I found out by mistake, but if you throw a Molotov and like you or stop being on fire while you're on a call, you can like sprint, which isn't really the purpose of this. It's just to like lose health.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that's like a cool side effect.
Isn't that glitching cars there with the Molotov really risky though, due to the true part of dim glitch? Can't you like trigger that really easily?
Yeah, I don't even know exactly how that triggers, but that is a thing that happens there pretty often somehow.
From memory, from like Lineator talking about it years ago, it's because like you get like an unknown weapon, because you're like switching weapons too fast or something, and the game like, you know, points somewhere else where it's not supposed to. Apparently you can trigger it consistently with weapon cheats, and that's where he got the theory from. But yeah, so I think like the phone and then switching to the Molotov and throwing it and then using a replay like kind of fucks that up. So, but I mean it's like, you know, 5 minutes in, so probably less.
Yeah.
So kind of risky, but 5 minutes in, who really gives a shit? If that's 30 minutes in, then I'd say it's done. But
Also, I just noticed this, but I'm a big fan of the lack of a back alley brawl and a jury fury split because they can be weird splits to have because like the time you end them like doesn't
matter
exactly correlate to like your actual pace.
Yeah, because
jury fury passes at a random time depending on when you start, and it's just doesn't really make sense.
At the end of back alley brawl, you're on a timer anyway, so like,
yeah, exactly.
when you end the mission. Skip forward a bit here. Just nothing really interesting.
Instead of waiting there, it pushed the bike around, by the way.
The bike, yeah.
I saw that.
Kind of weird parking. I don't get why people do that mashing F thing. I used to see Ben Evaluates that did it all the time. The mission puts you like at the same spot no matter what. Like that doesn't save any time.
It's just like people like mash F
mashing
like, preemptively, I guess, so that you can like just get on the bike like as soon as like you gain control. People would like to mesh it early. I do it too
Yeah.
sometimes out of habit. Doesn't
This
really
corner
matter.
is exactly the same as the freeway. Just take it super wide, going too fast. Like,
Yeah,
again,
like you. Yeah,
slow down.
lots a lot.
Yeah, and like you need to slow down like here, maybe a bit earlier, and you want to be on the sidewalk here instead of pulling all the way, and then just to pull back again. Because again, you would want to be on the sidewalk, and you just go straight through the alleyway
Yeah.
instead of having to turn. Because when you're turning, you can't do the lean forward as well. You can't do both at the same time, really. So you can't gain as much speed. So, like, on straight line drives, which is what that is, then you want to be turning as little as possible.
I noticed parked a little bit far away from where he wants to make the replay there. Can get a little bit closer and still be fine.
Yeah, this is definitely a drive I was just about to mention where you want to be looking away. Because there's so many different junctions where you can get fucked over here.
It can be scary doing this one backwards, to be fair, for newer players, but
yeah,
it just takes getting used to.
This is another one where I don't do it the whole way. I just do it, like, I flick just before the intersections so I don't get annoying spawns that turn into me.
Decent chainsaw kill.
That's fine.
I feel like you should like go back a little bit. Just like as like the drive starts, like when you do his turn, you want to go onto the road a little bit, like just a little bit, so you can turn around a bit faster. Like your traction on this grass really sucks.
It's shit. Yeah.
So like, I drive a bit onto the road so I can turn around a bit easier.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're just like holding A and floating along the grass slowly, waiting to turn.
Also, that intersection you just went past is a really bad one, so I don't blame for slowing down.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably the worst, honestly.
Yeah.
The worst fucking, like, place we have to deal with this shit.
That turn was kind of slow, but, like, you can go, like, pretty fast around that and still be fine.
Yeah.
Especially when there's no traffic like that.
Yeah, I think it's just playing safe. Like, that is mega safe. Like, I don't think that's a bad idea. Like, I still drive pretty safe, even with a 54. I don't really see too much of a problem with that. It just comes with feeling, right? Like, if this is your second run ever, then, you know, pretty sure we all drove super safe. Allegedly, yeah. 56-second run is it's pretty impressive.
Oh, so he tried to do the route where you go over this grass thing, but that car spawned in front of him and he didn't really know what to do.
It's the classic as well. So like when you're on grass, and whether you handbrake or don't regular brake, like it dictates the way you face, right? So if you're like facing left like that, and then you go to like correct yourself and try and spin on the middle, and then hold the regular brake, you'll just start spinning towards the right, but you'll still be going left. So that's why if you want to be braking over that, you need to hold both handbrake and the regular brake, because then you actually go like forward. It makes you brake normally, essentially. Otherwise, again, you just do that like regular slide, like we mentioned before. It's like you're on ice, basically.
Yeah.
So whenever you're on like grass or any kind of like, basically anything that isn't like, you know, the road or like solid ground.
Okay, a lot of people do this chainsaw kill really poorly, so I want to see how he does it. Okay, he already messed up, so
this is already yeah, it's already kind of fucked. You have to wait for him to get on the bike. Yeah.
You need to have like really good movement to like
my god, that push.
Do that chainsaw kill properly.
Yeah, the bike was in a decent position too.
Yeah.
It's always a classic where you you know, do the bike placement well and then goof the rest of it. Oof. It's weird how he went super safe on the first one, and then on that one he went like super risky, like almost fucking
possibly trying to make up some of his time loss from before.
Yeah, true. True. Alright, so this is all standard. But this is a much harder garage exit, but yeah. Pulling up earlier there is like the key.
Yeah.
So many people don't understand that.
I feel like he pulled up like super early though. Like I wasn't even sure if that would work.
I pull up like I start pulling up there,
Same,
Like
yeah. I
about
think I'm around the
halfway in
same.
between. Yeah, like some people don't pull up at all, and they just like do it at the last second, and they just go like into it like a brick wall, thinking that they're gonna like phase through it or something. So yeah, definitely
Yeah.
pulling up earlier is better, but that was a bit too early, I think. And another thing that people do that like loses quite a bit of time in this section is like when you're here, instead of just like slowly dropping off and landing next to the close icon, they like accelerate off like that, and then they land, and then they've got to like run around the bike and then make it and get back
Yeah.
on. But like if you, as I say, like just literally like just tap W to go off and then pull like down, like to lean back, you can just like roll off and land right next to the close replay.
Yeah.
And then just make it and get back on the bike immediately. Like you don't need to waste all that time running around there. That's something that a lot of people do.
Taking that corner wide is a good idea for most people, I think, because you can get a car around that corner, but you can't see or hear.
Yeah.
You also did this slow because, again, there's a car there, but sometimes you can't see.
Yeah. We do grenades.
Normal
Yeah.
stuff.
Start turning around after the tree. Yeah, it's fine. That looks like sprint jumping to me. Yeah, that's definitely sprint jumping. Don't do
Is
that.
it? I don't know.
It looks like it. I mean, we'll find out, right? Or maybe not.
Sprint jumping's fine if you like don't hold sprint the entire time, like just as you jump, like press sprint before it.
Yeah.
But
I mean, actually, I guess I'm wrong. I guess because I haven't done this like this category in so long, but it looked like they were sprint jumping. But yeah, it's my bad. It definitely looked like it. They definitely really got some quite a distance.
if you're scared but you might need health here, by the way, you can get health while you wait for these guys.
Yeah,
Like right now, 72 health is fine
fine. Yeah,
for the most part. Like if you do the bailout strats on the chase, where like you bail out of a car, or like bail out of the Infernus after the chase, you can lose some health and you might
Yeah.
be tight for the next few missions. But
can't you like get hit by your own car and shit when you do that?
yeah,
Yeah, that's classic. Oh, that was
oh, messed that up.
yeah. So the classic thing there is to like neck shots don't do like any extra damage. It's only head, so you just have to headshot these guys.
I think like even then, like he still played the replay. He played the replay before he even like locked onto the second guy. I played a replay like right before I'm about to shoot the second guy in the head.
Yeah, I do it a bit earlier, but as I say,
time.
like because they're non-moving targets and I headshot them both. Like I do it earlier, but because I always headshot them both, it doesn't matter. Like you still have more than enough time. Yeah, but always remember as well, like you don't only get one shot at this. Like this is another thing that a lot of people do. Like they'll mess it up and then like shoot, and then they'll immediately start shooting again, right? But if you realize that you haven't killed him, you can just stand here. He'll start running towards you. He'll start running like here towards to kill Diaz, right? And you can just literally just like start shooting him again. And in the time that Tommy like brings his gun up and starts firing, press F3 to play the close replay and kill him, and it'll work. Like you don't need to immediately shoot him. Like he's not going to kill Diaz or anything, and you can just set it up a second time. There's no issue with that. Look at the snipe. Nice.
Yeah, God gamer.
Yeah, I can't believe that people used to like actually do that as a strat. It's super hard to do.
Yeah. Had no other choice.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it was early, but
what you gotta do there is play replay after letting go of W, because if you play replay while he's still holding W, Tommy would just like move on his own and you can't stop. So like stop in the marker. You have a bit of time before like the cutscene starts, so you can press F3 pretty leniently.
It seemed that they just like ran away because the dialogue triggered early, but they went in on the bike. I don't know what reference you use, but the one that I always use that like everyone seems to use is when it says it's all down to you. Like I hold S and D, and then like the whole time, so I'm like slow walking towards the bike, and then when it says when it's all down to you, that's when I press F, and it gets you on every time.
I do about the same. I think I press enter a little bit later than that, but
yeah.
Whatever works for you. Works.
I mean, as long as you're near the bike, right? Like as long as you're past the car, like any time, before or after that is fine. But that was always the reference that I used and what I always taught people. But I mean, 1447 like start isn't bad at all. I'm pretty sure that's like tied with my PB. Like That isn't bad.
Yeah, this is different. It's looking like he's gonna start the chase around mid 15, which is good for a new player.
Yeah.
Got this thing. I don't think like you can.
Prevent that.
Yeah, like it kind of just happens. I feel like you can tell when it's gonna happen, but you can't really adjust.
Yeah.
Don't really have
Also,
advice for that.
if you want to glitch a car here, I don't know about you, Anty, but I have way more success. Like instead of trying to get one like here and trying to flick, I just turn around and there's usually one like on this, like on this little T junction here.
Yeah, if I glitch a car, it's usually coming from behind me.
Yeah.
But I tend to not glitch cars here recently because sometimes it gets in the way later.
Yeah.
But as a new player, like
I mean, they glitch too from the
fine to play it
Molotov, so
safe.
the chance of you getting a car here anyway is pretty damn low compared to what you'd usually get, right? Anyway.
Yeah.
But like, even if you do try and flick a car and you get a spawn here, it's gonna spawn like there, and like you're likely not gonna glitch it on time without losing time, because they spawn so far away when you flick them in like that. So yeah, I would always turn around and get the one behind you instead. Like at this point, yeah, it's no point in committing. Yeah, you even despawned the Infernus. Like you were flicking so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry about getting that. Like it doesn't matter. If there's just like check behind you. If there's one there, great, good shit. If not, then whatever. But yeah, it respawns, so not a big deal. That's quite the cop spawn.
Yeah, that was interesting. Don't know if I've ever seen a cop there before.
Nice. There you go.
That's a cool glitch.
Yeah, that was good. So many new people think you can't glitch cop cars for some reason, but you can. Just like any other. Any vehicle with a door like that will work. Ambulances, fire trucks, fucking whatever. All works.
Good driving line here. I like when people drive on the grass there.
Yeah, it's good. Especially because like the traffic can fuck you when you're like going down those hills.
Did the bailout, but it's not very good when you don't play a close replay.
Yeah.
I'm guessing like he tried to and it was just too late, but
maybe, yeah. But in the chance that they didn't, like it's not worth it unless you do the replay.
Because like the close replay like makes you stand up and cancel that bail animation.
Yeah, the bail animation is really slow. Let's see if people stop at that wall, but I guess that works. Usually I stop at the wall before. But yeah, it works fine. It was a tad early, but this also works. Cops are kind of awkward.
Oh, he's doing this strat, going up against this wall. This is a bit safer, I think. But I think the other strat that other people do is worth learning, at least. It's
I still
very
do
often
that strat that he did.
Yeah, it's not very often that it goes wrong.
Yeah. You mean on the back wall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It saves like a few seconds, I think.
Yeah.
And it's not too hard.
I mean, you can drive by the gunner as well, right? So it's pretty not very often that you get fucked over from it.
Yeah.
So that's fine. You can use the close replay at the end to drive in the cutscene. That's quite a small thing. I don't think I do that in my PB because I'm fucking lazy. But this is all standard shit. Definitely, it's just going too fast. Like that's the kind of principle that we're seeing there constantly. Is just going too fast around the corners, and you end up taking them like way too sharply. Like here, like you need to start braking here, not like handbrake turning. Like you're gonna power slide in, right, and go here. Like you want to drive this all the way to the entrance. Ideally.
What you should definitely do, if you're not concerned about your health, is just bail out of a car. Like you play a close replay, and as you play the close replay, hold the exit key, so you bail out and the close replay plays, and you can just run to the door.
Yeah.
But like again, like if you have like low health, like 60 health is kind of scary.
Yeah. How much do you use for a bailout? Like 15, maybe?
I feel like it varies. Like I feel like on average, maybe like 10.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't lose anything. I don't understand how it works exactly.
It's definitely a variable. Alright. Want to see how they do this.
I don't like flying this low at all. I don't think it's...
Yeah,
I think it's like...
There's no point, because you're gonna have to go higher anyway for the mansion.
Yeah.
Like, I always fly over the bridge.
But
yeah.
I've been a...
Oh, this is fast.
Flyer over
That's a really fucking good landing.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
I'm guessing like he has like a reference for that. If he did it that fast and did it that well.
Yeah. Millie was talking about a reference today where you line up with like the marker, but I've never really needed that. Like, I just kind of go off feeling. But the one thing that
Can you see
I
this?
always do that I teach people, hold on, is I always like never come in from an angle on this flight. You have to be straight on with it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't use a
My
reference.
reference for
Maybe you
this,
should, but
like you see this like fence like on the helipad?
this.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
like from the right side, there's like a little line that goes like a vertical lines on these fences, and I go
Mhm.
for the fourth one from
This
the
one.
right, which is that one. No, no, no,
Oh,
to the
this
right.
one.
One more to the right. This
Yeah.
one right here. I line up with that, and it seems to be perfect for me.
Yeah.
That
That's fine.
seems to be what he's lining up with. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's his reference, but that's what he's lined up with anyway.
Yeah, some people use the marker at the start of it. I didn't know. I didn't know until today that people used references for this. Like, I've never used a reference for it. Like, but what's important is that you land straight like this. Like, if you land at an angle, you will smack every single one of these and just spin out of control.
Yeah.
You have to land straight, straight, and on that grass pad is perfect. And that was fast too.
Hmm.
Like, if I did that, I'd be like, damn, it's fucking good landing.
Same actually.
Yeah,
That's yeah. It doesn't always go that well for me either.
yeah. I go for the sniper after that landing, but I don't think it matters. Like if you go for a glitch car and then go for the sniper afterwards, I don't think it matters. Don't think either is faster than the other. I think actually the way that Zibson's doing it is like slightly faster because while you're going through the maze, like just before that, you can open the passenger side of the heli and then play the close replay to keep the door open. Saves like,
Yeah.
a second.
That's like only like if you go into the passenger side. Obviously, like for me, usually I end up going through the driver's side.
Yeah, true. I always do passenger side. But yeah. That close replay didn't seem super short, but I mean, you took 3 tries to pick it up, so just delay that final F2 input a bit. Yeah, like if you want to hear like the sound of the keys, this is how I do it, right? It's like most people do this. They'll do like, say if you're doing like F3, F2, F2, right? They'll do this. I don't know if you can hear that well, like through the mic.
Yeah, I heard it.
It's too fast. Like F3, F3 at that speed is fine, but you just need to wait for like the F2. It's like even if you're doing like F2, F3, F1, F2, like then you just wait for a bit like that. And you can be like moving while doing this. Like it doesn't make a difference. Like you could be already running like as you do it, like you do running replays, but just like that's more than enough to ever not get cycled while still making like a perfectly reasonable replay without standing there forever. Because some people like make good replays, but they spend so long making them that it's like not worth it. And then some people make really fast replays, but they're so fucking short that you just lose time anyway. But yeah,
This part is really hard to do fast.
yeah,
I want to see what order he does. I guess it's fine. It's just aiming's hard.
yeah.
Like,
What's always been important for me is that you want to ideally kill these 2 guys, like as like Lance is on like the right side of his, like he's like swaying back and forth like this. You want to
yeah,
kill those 2 guys because then they're actually like visible. Because if you leave this guy last alive, then Lance will like slowly start moving over towards him, right? Because like even if you can blow him up through the barrel, Lance goes into like a position where you can be over this side and you can see him normally, right? Even if you haven't cleared this entire area, like he'll still move anyway. So like obviously clear these guys out first, destroy the 2 vans, and then make sure you get these guys rather than like going in a sweep. But always make sure you do it like on the right hand side because otherwise you'll pull backwards, like back to the left and then back to the right, and that takes quite a while. But it is tough to do.
what I like to do is kill these like further away guys in like a clockwise like circle, so you don't like go left right.
Yeah,
With the mouse.
all in one sweep. But that was good. A good thing to do is like let like the helicopter movement,
Yeah,
like guide you rather than your mouse, right?
yeah, that's what I do.
But yeah, that was just like a quick flick that went wrong. I don't think there was like any fundamental error there, but you just kind of flicked your mouse a bit.
Game knowledge, didn't shoot Lance after that. If he had turned on and shot Lance, he probably would have been too
Would have
slow.
failed. Oh yeah, definitely. I always say the golden rule is if you don't get that, if you hear that dialogue or whatever, then just don't even bother going for it, because you have to have really good timing.
Little minor thing, like when you pick up that briefcase, face the direction the mansion's in. So like when you spawn back at the mansion, you'll be facing whatever direction you were facing. So like right here is spawn like facing away from it, kind of. You have to turn around. That was kind of weird, but I'm guessing
it was almost like he kind of fell like straight down rather than like off it, right? That was pretty strange. Don't need to power slide that turn. There's a lot of I remember Guy with mentioning this, is that like some people power slide way too many turns, and that was like something that you don't need to do. Like I hit the brakes here and just pull in again.
I don't even brake. I just like release W for like a tiny bit.
And just
does it for
like
me.
Hold A and glide. Yeah, I mean that works too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if you want to be like super optimal in terms of routing here, you go through these trees. You go and then you cut right across the corner.
Yeah.
If you want to be like
more straight.
Yeah.
Line.
Rather than like turning again, because turning you lose speed. Oof.
That was unlucky on that pop tire. I like to like hug that wall, so if I get a pop tire, it doesn't really throw me off.
Yeah. Yeah, that was quite an unfortunate bounce, to be honest. You can look backwards here to not spawn boats. That'll fuck you over, but like I feel like it's very rare that you get fucked by them anyway.
Yeah.
So quite a small thing. So it's just grabbing the rifle. Yeah, that's a good route through the maze. It's standard.
This is not a time to glitch cars. Like, you got plenty of overtimes to glitch your car. This is all a waste of time right here.
Yeah, that's really greedy. I'd say like usually like in that route you glitch a car after Phenom Pen, or you try to, and then you just get the rifle. Like you don't need to try and glitch a car on both times. Like just because you didn't get the glitch car at the start doesn't mean that you need to get one now. Like there's so many other times, as NT said. Like yeah, that was just yeah, a solid attempt, but it was just greedy. It's standard, nothing really much to it. Ooh.
Oh. That was a mistake.
Yeah, that was just turning.
Yeah, trying to turn way too early.
Again, I think that just comes up to greed.
Goodness.
I think that just comes up to greed, to be honest. Like trying to cut the corners, trying to get all that extra time. But yeah, it's always rough. But there's not really too much to this.
Something that people should go for, like I'm not sure if he's going to turn around to face this other boat. When this boat in front of you like turns to the right, if you can kill the driver like just after he turns, then the boat will not be in your way at all, and you never have to worry about it.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Is that faster than just leaving the boat entirely though? Like does Lance slow down when the boat's in front of him?
It's not about slowing down. Like sometimes Lance just like kind of gets stuck and has to go around him sometimes, and it's just you never have to worry about it if you can kill him. But killing him's pretty hard.
Yeah. What I always do is I just kill the gunner and then just leave the driver and like let Lance pass him and then shoot him.
Like right here, he's gonna like hug him a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of weird.
Yeah, I can see that. And replay here. Yeah. See.
You don't have to press A there, by the way. You can just hold straight W and you'll like run to the stairs.
Yeah, you're at like the perfect angle for it. But that was fine. Should easily skip the phone call here. Ooh, that's okay. Classic. But again, that is greed. Like, you don't need to go
Yeah.
that fast here and then turn in because you'll always bounce, right? Like if you slam into the ground that hard, and obviously like the palm tree hitboxes are fucking massive. So what I always do is I always pull in, but I don't come in at like an angle like this, because you can do like the equivalent of donuts to spin your heli like as you're taking off, right? And you can do
Yeah.
that. Like you don't need to do this turn all the way. So what I do is like pull in here, and I just turn and like face maybe like this angle, like that's fine. And then I would just land here and then bounce like to the middle. Like you don't need to try and do this like super optimal right next to the marker ship because you'll fuck it up more times than you'll. And then you ended up like losing like 3 or 4 seconds because of the call as well.
Not to mention, like when you, I don't know how many people know this, but like obviously, like when you want the heli blades to like stay spinning so it takes less time to take off, and if you hit like a palm tree or something, it actually slows down your heli blades.
Yeah.
So you also like take longer to take off again. It loses time in like 3 different ways than phone
Yeah.
call.
It's always the classic
Taking longer
like
to
trying to
land.
save like a second and you end up losing like 4 or 5. It's just not worth
Yeah.
it when your PB is like a 56. That's fine. That's a good replay. Much faster than before. With that sign, I always like to not kind of like fly into it low like that. I always like to get some height first and then go over it, so you avoid like clipping it.
I just hold lean forward as soon as I take off, and like
Oh,
you
really?
should go under it every time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, either works. I guess like pick in between, right? Like, oh, not pick in between. Don't go in between, because then you'll hit the sign.
Yeah.
Like either go over it or under it. Either works. What the
Shooting at the wrong.
fuck?
Whoops. That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Nice chainsaw.
Do you shoot that convoy in front of you as soon as you get in?
I used to, but I don't anymore. I kind of
Yeah.
just like rub up against him so he blows up and doesn't touch me.
I've seen that.
Kind of safe route. Like usually people go to the left of that tree,
Yeah.
so it's just again more a straight line. You can also cut that lamppost.
Yeah. Also, you don't need
Or
to
not
power slide
lamppost.
there either. Like, you can just let go of W and go around the corner.
Yeah.
You know, it's power slide there. Let me just check
You
that with this again.
you should run like straight west. Like not like run it like alongside these garages because you get away from the trigger slower for some reason. So just
Yeah.
run like straight west until the garage closes.
Yeah.
Because like it's not really about like getting to the heli faster here. It's just about like passing the mission as fast as possible, so you get the
So
call
then
faster.
the call comes in faster, yeah.
Yeah, because usually you'll get to the heli before the call ends.
Yeah. So this is fine.
I'm using that gun to glitch cars. Is
Yeah.
kind
You
scary,
you were
'cause
in
it
Uzi
poses-
range there for sure.
Yeah.
And also just firing like twice, you'll usually make them angry. But even with angry drivers, you can shoot them more. Like with that car, like you could just shoot him. Like you put like 7 bullets into that car, and even if they're angry, they'll stop.
Yeah,
It's like just
You only
shooting
shot 'em, like,
twice there.
twice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like you need to shoot like put at least like 5, 6, 7 bullets into every car, and they will guarantee stop. Because now you're not going to make it to
And-
the heli in time.
this is the last front line, right? Yeah.
Yeah. It's like now you're
We
just
tried
like
to shoot
burning
that
time.
for some reason.
Yeah.
That car was way too far away.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think glitching cars like this is really necessary. Like you already
No.
have like what, 3 or 4 glitch?
3, I think. Yeah. Oof.
Oops.
Yeah. You lost a lot of time in this segment, like going from like a 1440 GA to a 2848. So yes, sir. Like, you lost quite a bit of time in that segment. It's definitely one to work on. Like I'd say
I don't even
the
remember
chase
what a good
start
time
to
here
like
is.
so yes, sir. A good time, like good is like sub 27, right? So yes, sir. Finish.
That heli parking is really far away.
Yeah.
You can park on the street right here next to Malibu and be
Yeah,
fine.
you
just
used
don't
to
get too
always
close
yell at
to
me
this
for that
like.
for parking miles away. But yeah, you can park like when you pull in. You see, you can park like anywhere here, like on the street, like on that little bit there, as long as you're not like mega close. Yeah, you don't need to. You don't need to park all the way here. And also, again, with the turns, like it's not necessary because you can just do it as you take off. But like, you're obsessed with glitching cars. Like, you are not gonna get a spawn here because you have like 4 or 5 glitch cars. Like, you don't need to worry about it anymore.
There's no harm in doing like waiting for a call, I suppose.
Yeah, but
People used to glitch cars there all the time before like the replay thing.
yeah, but what I mean
The
is like in
Heliblades.
general in this run, Zibson is
Oh, yeah.
very like obsessed with glitching cars. Like they've probably dropped like 30 seconds to try and glitching them in like as efficiently as possible.
Let's see if it's landing. I want to see if he does it like really safe. Yeah.
Yeah, that
So
is
it looks like he's very aware of the like blocked door
block.
thing,
Yeah,
which is good to know about. Something I didn't know about when I started running this game for a long time.
yeah. I feel like that's fine. Like, if you're not doing YOLO, I feel like just Uziing them all is fine. Like, I personally Uzi, like, the top guy, then the 2 guys, and I chainsaw the front guy. So, like, you can sprint towards him, and then just, like, press Q and immediately hold left click and chainsaw him, which is, like, a bit quicker.
The way I used to do this was like use the M60 on all of them, except for the last guy. I used chainsaw on the last guy.
Yeah, because otherwise you'd fucking kill Lance. But
The M60 is one shot on all of those guys, so it's like
yeah.
the fastest way to kill them.
Yeah. I just always felt it was awkward, like, switching to them. That's why I always just used the Uzi and, like, replay loaded. But, yeah. M60 is technically the fastest. But running out there, like, taking that route with Lance and holding shift the entire time was good. I saw that, Luca didn't do that at the start of Copland earlier and was, like, waiting for Lance, like, with the camera backwards. And then spawned, like, a million cops and, like, just Millie didn't mention it at all. Like, that triggered me so hard. Like, it's like, oh, 4 cops right at the front throwing spike strips. Like, oh, bad RNG. Like, no.
I almost forgot to get out of the heli here. It looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, good thing you remembered.
If you forget, you can just like go to the mansion, hold the call that comes in, and then just like re-enter it there. But whatever.
Yeah, that also works.
Doesn't really matter. This is like fairly standard.
But I feel like if you forget there, you're not typically gonna remember that you forgot.
Yeah.
Unless like you're like streaming and someone tells you in chat.
Yeah. Alright, where do you park when you come here?
I park like, so there's a stinger that spawns on the next mission.
Yeah.
I park like right in front of the stinger.
Yeah, okay.
Like where it's gonna spawn.
Yeah. So the thing is with the parking here is like a lot of people park on the rosebush. I remember like I did that for quite a while. But the thing you need to remember is like when you start shakedown, you're gonna spawn here, right? And you want to like get to the heli as fast as possible. So you want to park it like as close to the mansion as possible without it despawning. There's a despawn radius where the stinger is gonna be. And I think like near the stairs and shit too. It's like you can't put it there.
Yeah.
But like so anywhere from like this cutoff point, like the stinger spawns here and the gun. Like anywhere from that cutoff point, like anywhere here is fine. Like you can just park it on this bit of the like this strip. I don't really know what you call it. But like here, when you park it, like it's fine. But when you start shakedown, you're gonna spend like 10 seconds running to the helicopter.
This is like a safe spot actually, because like you can have like Lance and like Diaz's goons shooting at each other, and they can shoot the helicopter sometimes if you park it on the driveway. So it kind of makes sense, I guess.
Yeah.
I've actually had my helicopter be blown up by people shooting at it before.
Really? I mean, I guess especially with like it smoking like it is.
Yeah.
I guess probably a better idea.
That said, though, you can still like park like on the grass here, like closer to it.
Yeah.
The mansion it is.
So what I always do here, and this is like always mega safe, like I don't think I've ever died ever since I started doing this, like, is just run and just chainsaw this guy. Like, you can ignore this guy. Like, you have 200 health, right? Because you didn't do, like, YOLO death row. Just run up and just, like, switch weapons and chainsaw this guy. Like, just switch up, chainsaw him, and then just clip through. Like, I don't remember the last time I died doing this. It's so much faster than stopping and shooting these two guys.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's 5+ seconds. If anything, you take more damage standing still when there's guys shooting behind you. But
Yeah.
that clip was fine. Rest of it was fine. Yeah. I would always recommend, like, even people who are playing super safe to just chainsaw that guy, because it's fast and it's really safe.
Mid 34. It's pretty good. What happened there? He stopped. Okay.
Stopped early at the marker, yeah.
Oh, this is interesting.
Huge.
I don't know if that's faster.
I don't think it matters, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, you see there how, like...
Down the stairs.
Yeah, so if you were, like, starting this mission, like, optimal parking, your heli would be, like... Oh, you can't really tell because you do it. Your heli would be, like, there, right? So you would enter it, like, now. But instead you've got, like, you know, 4 seconds of you running all the way here. And then you also park in a weird location because you have to move out of the way of those as well.
So. It looks like he's doing this like really classic route where he goes around like the right side of these buildings.
Yeah, you're supposed to go around the left.
Yeah, this
is you even
slower.
go around the left. Like if we go back, you go around the left of this. Like this, you are way off course here. Like I'm pretty sure the fastest route, like what everyone does, is here, right? That's the
yeah,
like the curved building that goes like that. And yeah, you want to be around the left side of that. So you want to be like straight cut across, like from the mansion, straight across, rather than going around like this. Like this isn't a horrible route, but you're going to end up like getting blocked by the building and going around it. Whereas if you cut straight across here, you just go right there. And it's probably like, again, like 3 seconds faster.
Should mention, but like an optimal like in-game time to enter the mall is like 4:14, 4:13.
Yeah.
Just to give an idea of how much you're losing from like the parking and the route.
Yeah.
Like almost 10 seconds.
Yeah.
It can like easily be fixed.
Yeah, it's really significant, yeah. So that's you always greedy. Yeah, you always want to stand in the middle, like at the middle of this like plantation, so then you can see both sides equally. Like the further you stand back, the more like vision you'll have. But I always just stand like, you know, here and you can see both sides. But yeah, again, just greed, trying to be super optimal. But it's fine. Good windows.
Try your best not to switch to the M4 there when you like want to reload.
Yeah,
because like you like, as you can see, like you like stopped for a little bit when you switched to it.
It's fine. Those good throws.
I feel like that first grenade was a bit further to the left than what I normally do, but it worked, so it's fine.
Look again.
Yeah.
I think it would have been if he didn't correct it, but you see that he kind of flicked right towards like, at the end of the first throw. Like that is too far left, but that is fine. In my opinion. Like
you see, like where like the bushes like kind of like go downwards a little bit. I like aim for that. I think.
Hold on, like. You mean here?
No, to the right.
Oh, this way.
Like,
okay.
Like that right there. That's what I aim for the first one.
Oh,
and then the second one's kind of just like just some random like muscle memory spot.
Yeah,
I don't think
honestly, I don't have a reference for either of these. But like the one that I remember that's like I think MH was teaching people was for the second one. You just aim to this, like the end of this palm tree, and that seems to be what they did.
Yeah, that looks good.
And that was fine, yeah. But I'd never use references for those. I probably should, because, you know, sometimes I fuck them up.
I haven't messed it up once since 2016, probably.
This is some pretty unfortunate cops.
Cops right there. If you're crouching, you don't get that like flinch thing where like you stop shooting.
Yeah, always crouch there.
Also, you can like push the like car here like away from this like sign or whatever, so you can get in the left side. That's a cop. Yeah. Okay.
It looks like they're spamming. Actually, no, they're not. I'm not sure what they're trying to do. I don't know if they're using like the proper strat for this, or if they're just spamming it and hoping they get it.
Clearly, like doesn't know like how this like works. Like what like you technically need to do is press your action key, which is probably tab or something, or is that it's your radio key? Your radio key, right?
Key. That's what I say.
hold call
'Cause you,
key or your radio key, whichever
yeah.
one
Well,
you
because
want to
some people
call it.
might have like different radio keys, right? But if you say the hold call key,
Yeah.
then it's always going to be the right one. So
So like you press whatever that key might be, and then you press F3 like right after.
yeah,
You have like I think like depending on like the gap between your key presses, like the more likely it is that you'll warp. So like
yeah,
ultimately you want to press hold call key and then F3 like a frame or two later,
yeah.
so you got the best chance of warping.
Yeah.
It's not that hard. It's not as hard as it sounds like. Just because I'm saying one frame doesn't mean it's like hard or anything.
No,
It's actually
yeah,
quite easy.
it's really not hard. But yeah, like I've never heard of that. Like the faster you are, the more likely you are to get it. Like, and how you would be able to like prove that apart from just like sample sizing it and testing it. But
No, that's like an actual confirmed thing.
okay.
I don't
But yeah,
remember exactly
regardless,
why
like
that is a thing, but yeah.
yeah, it sounds weird, but either way, like yeah, all I would do is just like I have caps and I just press like caps and F3 like bam like that, bam like right afterwards.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work, it takes maybe like 3 tries max. Like yeah,
I
sometimes
use my
you'll
left
fuck
hand
it,
for caps,
but
and I use my right hand for F3.
I
So
I
you just
use
press like that
caps
almost
on
at the
my
same time.
I have caps on my mouse, so I can hold calls with
What
it.
the
But
hell?
it's preference. Let's say you can hold
That's
calls
a
without like holding it with your little finger or something. I just use like an extra mouse button on my mouse.
That's so you hold with your thumb? That sounds weird.
Yeah,
Anyways,
it's super
so far
weird.
this is good. Good
Yeah.
barbell. Gonna see some people do
That's
this
good
with
talking.
like an M60 or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
he's
what
gonna
I
use the
do.
M60.
Yeah, that's
I
fine.
guess this is safer. I don't know. I think you should just use 2 grenades though.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah. But this is fine. Running
Yeah.
past the palm tree like that, and then
I feel like this tree might. Okay, never mind. The tree can be in the way if you like are pretty close to it.
yeah,
I don't have audio, but I'm guessing you like popped a tire or
pop the
something,
tire.
and that's why he's going for this one.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I wouldn't say that was particularly bad. I think that was just like pure, just missing a few shots on the second guy. It happens.
Yeah.
But this is all fine. I want to see if he makes a classic mistake. Yep, classic. That is such
Yeah,
a
that
classic
curve
mistake.
is
Yeah,
pretty
that
deadly.
fucking curve. This one here, like these two, you have to slow down. Otherwise, you will bail every time. I mean, like
There's a very
you managed
specific
to like
angle
bounce
where you
past
can
it
go
there.
in there.
Yeah, but oof. You
Yeah,
have to
that was
slow
not
down
the
before
angle.
you enter. That was not it. Is it in calls where you play?
Honestly, like he's pretty lucky you didn't like fall off or something,
Yeah.
because that can happen
This is too
pretty
slow for
often if
close
you do
where
it wrong.
play. Too
Yeah,
slow.
probably.
Yeah. You want to be like with this. You want to park like the parking is decent. It's not great. Like you can park it like at the end here, right? Like maybe even further. I don't know, but like I always park it like
A
at
little
the
bit
end.
further over, but
Yeah,
like these flowers are a good like safe reference.
yeah.
Park
But
at the end
like,
of them.
if you want to go for this close replay strat and have it actually save time without missing it like that, which like so many people do, like you need to actually kind of like practice the movement here because you need to not only have the like the bike in a good place, but also your like the running route you take really matters. Like just taking that like corner there like loses you enough time to be significant. Like instead of like running here and then going straight up, like you again just take it wide.
You need to be really good at making replays fast, I think, for
Yeah,
this also. Like
on
you
top
kind
of
of
that.
stopped here for a little bit.
Yeah,
And you're like walking and all that, like
yeah.
you
You
had
need
no
to
chance of
sprint
making it
into
in
it.
time.
Yeah, like you need to have already made the replay by the time this like I reckon so line comes up. Like you need to be on the way to the close icon, otherwise you're gonna lose time.
Yeah.
But like this is fine. Like you can't really lose time on this section. But yeah, just like at the start it was doomed from all the way. Yeah, so that's like a lot of people I see do that.
I think you should run like in front of that car, by the way, because Lance can get stuck on that car.
Yeah,
Running around the back is
and
technically faster sometimes.
also I always run past the bike here as well. So
Yeah,
and then
same.
like get on a second later because otherwise you're just sat waiting to be ultra copped. Like the less time you stand on the bike here, the better. But the camera
Yeah.
itself was fine. As I said before, like Millie didn't pick up on it. But if you like spam the camera here to like get Lance to join you, you will spawn cops everywhere here. And I mean everywhere. Like they can spawn anywhere here. Like on the fucking grass, right at the entrance, on the pavement here. Like I'm pretty sure they can spawn on this strip. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure one does here somewhere. Like, just keep the camera. Like, peds don't spawn where you're looking. They always spawn the other places, right? So it's good here to keep the camera forward like what you did. Because then they don't spawn here. They spawn, like, you know, somewhere else where you can't be seen. But if you hold the camera backwards and you turn around, you will see a shitload of cops here every time.
Yeah.
And you will get screwed over. But you see there's nothing there. Like, some people think that's random. It's not. It's, like, entirely based on your movement. That's fine.
Safe turn.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Like, I guess, like, technically faster to go on the sidewalk, but, like, you know, you can have cops spawn and you can drive on their, like, spike strips and all that.
That was just playing too safe with the cop behind you.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, slowing down on that hill is fine, but, like, obviously with a cop up your ass, you kind of gotta get moving.
Yeah.
Actually despawn the fucking vehicle. It's good.
I'm actually surprised that cop was on you for that long. Like, usually he gets lost.
Usually, he fucks off. Yeah, this is fine. Yeah. Always stay in the middle of the garage so they don't get stuck on these walls. Something a lot of people do. Is that, like, they'll be here, and the cop will get stuck here, and they'll be wondering why.
If you just, like, run to a bike and get on it like that, you don't need to punch Lance ever.
Yeah. Assuming that Lance is in, like, the correct position. Not that Lance is in the correct... The bike is in the correct position, which is, like, where it was. Like, quite far at the back. You can just run to it. And then just do, like, a quick turn to, like, flick him away so you don't run into him. Because if you bonk him, you'll kill him. The bike. That's fine. I always, now, something that I never used to do, which I do now, is I never park the bike here, because the explosion knocks the bike away this way, and sometimes it can, like, get Lance stuck. Like, you'll get stuck behind it. So I always park past and, like, here instead. So then the bike gets knocked away. I don't know if that's something that you ever did, but, it fucked me over quite a lot.
I used to park, like, in the door, so, like, if I was really lucky, I could, like,
warp out.
getting off. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I do now is, like, if you do this, like, perfectly, like, you drive by the guy on the right, and then you can, like, jump off the bike, like, if you have enough speed, and, like, run into the guy on the left.
Guy on the left. Yeah, that's
but it's really hard to, like, do that properly, I think.
Yeah.
Like, you can do it with practice.
But I would say, like, if you're going to do this, like, this strat here, then just, like, kill the guy on the right first, and then do it like a sweep, and park your bike on this side. Because otherwise, as you'll see... We'll just show it happening. The bike will get launched towards the door. Bam. Usually, it can go even further than that, and it can get stuck in the door.
Smooth. Like,
yeah.
Like, they're just, like, straight, just, like, backed up a little bit. That was kind of funny.
Like, sometimes it'll get launched into the door, and Lance will get stuck on it, and it can screw you over a lot. And then sometimes if he gets stuck, he teleports, and he'll teleport underneath the fucking thing, and... Yeah. It's just not worth it.
Copland nightmare. Doing the same route back, by the way. Go to the right of this building and just go straight to the metro.
Always the west side. Yeah. West side.
Haha. Kind of safe landing. Makes sense. Oh.
Never mind.
I guess, like, even if you set the helicopter on fire, entering this marker, like, extinguishes the fire.
Yeah. Like, for that, you don't need to turn. Like, you could... The best thing to do is to land, like, the helicopter's feet or whatever they are. Like, don't land, like, propeller first or tail first or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like, you were fine, and then you pulled back, and it, like, caused you to take a bit extra damage. Which is...
Also, I like to, like, stop on, like, the right side of my marker, because I feel like it has the, like, lowest chance of, like, getting in Lance's way or Lance getting in your way.
Yeah.
Because, like, right there, you, like, hit the door, and that delays, like, the cutscene a little bit.
Okay. This heli has to be on, like, minimal HP right now. But you can just
Yeah.
crash land it here, it doesn't matter. It's actually technically faster to just beam it into like kamikaze that building.
Yeah.
Either works. Like the
So you
earlier you
stop
get
like way
out and take
sooner.
the call, the better. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine.
That's a little
Just
jump
set up.
thing. Good lad.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter, but it's
Yeah.
cool.
And I guess like you have the extra
Interested if
time
he's
to spam
gonna
it.
fall asleep on his rampage start or not. I want to hope that he like saves the game or something. Honestly, gets
Luca
a
with a
meat runner.
59 did Print Mux by, and I was really surprised about that. Went for it.
Oh, he went for it too.
Yeah.
Surprised. It's
Jesus.
surprising how common this is. Like, it
Yeah.
doesn't save that much time. So there you go. So that was a really early F3 replay.
Yeah.
I guarantee if you do
Wow.
that 10 times, it'll fail most of the time.
Fail most of the time. Yeah.
Like this was very
Yeah.
like he hadn't even touched the marker yet.
Yeah, the rule is like it's like just to show you how early this is, right? The rule is like visually, you need to wait until Tommy picks up the save icon, right? Not only do you not pick up the save icon, but you don't even make contact with it. Like it's still there when you pick this up. So yeah, that was very risky. Like you got pretty lucky there. But you need to wait until it disappears before you press F3. Otherwise, as Antti said, like you do that 100 times, you fail at like 80 plus. So that was very risky, but I mean, works, right?
Yeah.
So save replay, it's fine. They swing at the taxi. No. Good.
No.
Good.
Not
So
bad.
many people lose so much time on this taxi.
I think the funniest
triggers
mistake
me.
is when you swing at the taxi and like you're not moving forward, so you just kind of get stuck and you
Yeah,
don't
you
hit
do
the
like the
taxi.
standing animation. Yeah. Oh, my favorite bit is when they pull up here with the taxi and they like slide all the way down the fucking hill and lose like 5 seconds. Yeah. Like grabbing that taxi optimally saves like a second, and so many people lose that time by doing it wrong. It's like, unless you're going for like super good times, I don't see the point in swinging at it at all. I do not see the point.
Honestly, I understand that. Yeah.
There
I
are
mean, I've
so
always
many
done it because I'm
Well,
just dumb.
Yeah. There are so many better ways and easier ways to save a second if you really need that time save because you know you're on 56 flat pace or whatever. There are so many better ways. I thought that power slide is fine. That's one of the big power slides I do, is that one there.
I think I do that too.
That's fine. I really like that, again, like power sliding into the thing so your bike is facing sideways rather than backwards. That's fine. Oh, I was a bit, again, too greedy trying to cut the corners. But, so with this first guy, instead of just running past him, like, you're asking to get absolutely fucking railed if you get unlucky. So what I do, me and Antti do two different things, we've talked about this before. What I do is when I get here, I hold left click, and that brings Tommy to, like, charge the katana. And as he comes forward, he's going to be here, right? Like, he always sprints towards you. And then I just let go and just swing at him to knock him over. Antti, instead of doing that, he just runs into him to like bump him, and it kind of like makes him stagger. Either of those.
The problem with my strat is like sometimes like he can be pre-firing you, and my strat doesn't work.
Yeah.
And that actually happened in my PB today, and I almost died.
Yeah.
But yeah, swinging at him is definitely the safest.
Yeah, that's what I always did. But like, it seems here like you ignore the two guys that do damage to you, which is this guy and this guy. Like, these are the two people that you should bump if you really want to be safe. And then you go to bump this guy who should rarely ever damage you because like you take like 3 steps in his view. Like here, he's like, he can't shoot you, right? Because the wall's in the way. Like that's 1 step, 2 step, like 3 steps, and you're already in. Like if you're sprinting, it's like you made it this less safe by like running towards him. Like you should just go straight in the marker and he won't touch you. Yeah, it's like, if you're gonna bump anyone, bump the first 2 guys and not the 3rd guy. Do like the opposite of what you did, essentially. But this is fine. Pretty fast, honestly, running out the rampage like here. That's only like maybe 2 or 3 seconds slower than like optimal.
Yeah, that wasn't bad.
Yeah. Pretty fast.
I like to slow down on that ramp a little
same.
bit.
Otherwise,
this
you end up
turn
again
is so
gliding.
wide.
Yeah. again, you end up gliding. That's the problem. Also,
Yeah.
here, you should always, like, once you line up, like, so you know you're going through, you should always look away, because otherwise you can get a fucking spawn here. Even with, like, glitch cars, and it can fuck you over. But this is fine. This is good pace, honestly. This is, like, 55. Like, we see the
I actually
general...
have no idea what a good spilling the beans time is.
Well, a 43 Copland is like the general rule is it takes 12 minutes from Copland finish to the end of the game with a good end game. So that's why I always go by. That's fine.
It looks like he's gonna do.
You push the you do the classic anti strat. Anti does that all the fucking time. Pushing the.
Oh, he like pushed the van.
Yeah.
He pushed it forward though. That's
Yeah,
fine.
pushing it. Yeah, pushing it forwards and to the side is fine. It's pushing it backwards that's the problem. You push it like 2 millimeters back and it won't start. But in general,
Yeah.
like you don't need to sprint into that. Like when you bail off here, and like I personally chainsaw when I get out the first time, but like this works. Like here, you don't need to sprint. Like why are you sprinting? Like just press F. Like there's no need to be sprinting there. Like, I guess because you're trying to hold W, Shift, and F to, like, get in and out quickly, but do that, like, as you're getting in, like, not here, you know? Like, not as you're stood here. But, yeah, the rest of it's fine. Not going for fade skips, don't blame you.
The 2017 strat.
Yeah.
I like it.
I mean, this is still, like, reasonably fast and safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's, like, a big thing where people lose time is that turn. Like, again, you just need to, like, think about driving lines. So you can either, like, you can start wide and then slide in to be on the good side, or the other way around. But if you pick in the middle like this, then you end up just, like, slowly sliding around. Again, just either, like, brake early and turn, or go wide and pull in. Either works, but just pick one. Otherwise, you end up taking these super wide turns. It was a great gang placement. But yeah, like you just see how slow that turn is. But we'll assume that these are all the same. Yeah, so this is...
I will say good on you for not going for the fade skips, because that shit can kill runs really easily. Yeah. Without, like, I don't really understand fully why sometimes they don't work properly, and sometimes I, like, just don't get a call or something.
Wait, hold on.
Do you do 6 dupes or what?
I think so. 1. I was skipping through, so it's kind of hard to see. 2, 3, 4. Okay, no, this is the 5th one. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it started raining, right? So we just, like, took it safe here?
Did it rain? I thought it was because the bike was damaged.
That too, that could be a thing.
It's definitely about to rain. Like, you can see, like, the sky. Like, it's gonna rain in, like, a few minutes. But, yeah. I mean, you could have slammed this. Assuming that you're doing, like, lazy hit the courier, the point is that the bike doesn't take any damage, and it's also faster, so...
Yeah.
Like, you could have launched that bike and done...
I don't think you ever have to worry about bike health anymore.
No, you
don't. Thank God.
Yeah. So it would make sense if they're doing old HTC, but... We'll see.
I really doubt, but he's doing the old one because there's no reason not to do new one. It's easy, and it's fast, and it's safe.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's the rain.
Yeah. But you need to remember that you don't get rain physics right at the start. Again, that's super wide. Like, just take it like you did before. Like, I mean, you're going here, right? Like, why do you pull all the way here? Just turn it like here, like before. There's no reason to take this so wide.
You can cut over the grass as well if you want to drive on the side of the road.
But yeah, when rain starts, I don't know how long it is, but for like a certain, maybe like 20, 30 seconds, you don't have rain physics. And that like baits a lot of people into like pulling a power slide that they didn't want to. And maybe that was why.
You get rain physics pretty early on, but it's not very extreme yet. Like
Yeah.
it takes a while before it
Yeah.
is fully varied, but it's like varied pretty much from the start, but
Mhm.
it's just not as noticeable.
All right.
He's gonna skip like this whole call, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the way that Guy Woods skips lines is a lot better in my opinion. I remember showing Anti how to do it, which instead of like sprinting like this, like it's exactly the same in terms of speed, but it requires a lot less effort. So like instead of like constantly
I think it's
sprinting,
easier to do it faster as
you
well.
think so? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically all that you do is you stand with like you see this like block of fence here, and as soon as you like become in her vision, which is like crossing over this fence, you can trigger the line. So all you do is you stand and you like hold W and like slowly walk into the fence, like you're not moving, right? And then you trigger, like you hold D to just trigger the dialogue, and you immediately hold A while like, and then you time it, so you just hold A, D while holding W. And you can just skip the lines instead of like W, shift, W, shift, flick the mouse, shift, flick the mouse. Like, as you said, it's easier to do it efficiently, and it's so much less effort than doing this.
Mm-hmm. Like he's letting like all these lines play for like a really long time.
Yeah, but it's good enough. Like you can still. What I'll quickly do is I'll really quick is while we let the rest of it play out, I'll quickly grab Guywood's PB and I'll show like how he does it. It's kind of hard to explain.
Yeah.
It's quite the parking, but parking doesn't really matter too much here. Everyone has like preference.
I spent a little time getting it just right, but
Yeah,
that's just me being weird and over obsessive.
yeah. So because
He's
of
here
like,
really late
yeah,
because of a phone call, right?
yes,
And also with driving at the beginning,
to
which is
driving
kind
at
of
the
bad.
start, yeah. So with this, a big like beginner's trap that a lot of people do is they'll end up failing the mission because of how this works. Like a lot of people don't know how this works, right? So like I guess like I don't really know how it works, but I know how to make it consistent to not fail the mission, and that's what's important. Like maybe Anti, like the technical reason for why this fails, but basically, if you like fill this fucking car with bullets and shoot the shit out of her in a panic, you'll fail the mission. Like you need to snipe her out of the car, but it's the same with the helicopter. Like if you rail her with bullets, it will destroy the plates and you'll fail the mission for some odd reason. Like I don't know if it's like shooting the corpse too much or whatever, but like here, you basically just need to like again just shooting the car here is like you got lucky with
What
getting
the hell?
blocked like this. Yeah, like that was very lucky. But all that you need to do is like line up so you just snipe her out. Like just get the M4 and put 2 bullets in her head and that's it. Like any more than that, like and you'll just cause a panic like this and you can fail the mission so easily. Like you got so lucky here. And yeah, this was just a clusterfuck. Yeah. Still skipping the lines at the end though. But yeah, that was a clusterfuck. Like that was slow. All right, so I'll quickly show you Guy's video. So, whereabouts is it? Oh, it's
Spilling the beans.
Yeah, I'm done. Here it is. So basically, all that he does is he just runs in like this, triggers the line, and then just walks against it and just goes A, D, A, and just flicks in like that. And it's so much easier, and it's so many less inputs as well. So much easier.
Big fan of that.
Yeah. So
you don't have to drive on this right side. Like I saw, like you were like turning a bit there. Like you can just go straight and you'll end up in the zone and be fine.
That jump's fine. Like there's a million different ways to end this mission. It's fine.
Yeah, that's the safe way of doing it and the me approved way of doing it.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty hard to mess that up.
Yeah.
Oh, you can turn the bike around. Like just like push it while you're listening to this phone call or something, so you're facing the street.
Yeah. What I do is I not only turn it, but I also like push it towards here. So like you spawn like here, right? And you can just immediately hop on it. Like you don't even have to move forward. Also, like I don't know how many people know this. Like I found this like the hard way when I killed my first ever 54 pace run doing this. Like here, if you walk into this save marker, you'll despawn the bike for some odd reason. Like I guess it has like a clear radius.
If you don't push it,
you were pretty close to it. That's why I'm mentioning it. Like here, like you're damn close to it here, like 1D input, and you would have despawned the bike there, and that's really bad. Like with like 4 or 5 glitched cars, you're not getting the closest fucking vehicle is the police cheater.
It's Sanchez.
Or the Sanchez for the collectors, yeah, true. But either way, miles away. Easily 20 plus seconds away, running.
Oh, more than 20 seconds for sure. Like maybe like
30.
40, I'd say maybe even.
Yeah, maybe. I'm bad with predictions, but yeah.
It's raining, so like the snipe is like kind of weird.
Fucked.
I don't really know exactly how it works.
Yeah.
But it seems like you knew that. Like I don't even remember if you grabbed a sniper.
Yeah.
He did actually. So I guess like he intended.
But if it is raining, there is still like no excuse to like the best way to do it if you're not going to go for the snipe is to just pull up here. Like anywhere here is fine, and you can see the collectors and you just snipe them from here instead. Rather than driving all the way.
Yeah, that's a decent backup.
Yeah. So many people like come all the way down here. But like you got to remember, right, with this mission, like the point is you like the mission only progresses when you kill each set of collectors, right? So the reason the snipe is so fast is because you just kill them immediately. Like you need to kill these collectors as quick as possible. So killing them from all the way, you know, up north on that intersection is like every second you spend driving here and back is wasted compared to the sniping them.
That kill was really slow. I think it's faster to just drive by them, drive up next to them and drive by them, so they die faster, and the next collectors spawn faster, and you kill them faster.
Shooting the back of a Sanchez is always annoying. It's so much easier to hit the bike than it is the people on it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you stop super early. Yeah. What I do is when I'm flying on the bike, is I get off like. So when you do the mission like optimally, there's like dedicated places where you'll always meet the collectors, right? Because you're the same speed, they're the same speed. But if it's in a case like this, where you kind of don't know where to stop, which is evident here, what I do is I just look at the map, and as soon as they like come into view of the map, then you have enough time to stop and shoot them. So like if you don't see them, like you should have still kept going. And especially being on a corner here is really awkward because they're gonna come flying at you. It's much easier to shoot them on a straight where you don't have to like, you know, go left and right like that.
Those things where I like pre-fire them and let them just drive into my bullets.
Yeah, exactly. Well, here, this is safe again. Yeah, this is just like playing safe because you don't know when to stop. But like better there would have been to do like you still had enough time to do the classic strat. I wouldn't have turned the bike around, but I would have just put the bike there. Like just lined it up against the wall and then just shot them and then turned the bike around afterwards. Like they were here, you know, they'd be like at this intersection by the time you got to that wall. You could have easily just sniped them down the street. Rather than dealing with this and then missing because you had no bullets left, I think. Yeah, 8 bullets. And then, yeah, dealing with this. But I mean, not horrendous, but I mean, I feel like the people, like, where people lose the most time, like, relative to how short the mission should be, is CTC. Like, it's a damn hard mission to get right, for sure.
Yeah. I'm guessing he's just gonna drive there? Like, this is, like, what people used to do. This is a bit slower. Yeah. But I guess, like, maybe, like, in case he was scared of not warping for whatever reason, I guess I can understand.
Did you have
But in case you don't know, the fastest way to do that is like jump off at the bridge and then answer the call and then run into the marker.
Yeah. What most people do is they come here onto the grass and they jump off and then just hop up the ridge. Like hop up here.
That's what I do.
Yeah. Some people like slam into this and bail off, but why risk that? Like, what if one day you just get launched into the ocean? Like, why fucking risk it? I don't get it. Yeah, I was going to ask you, Auntie, didn't you have a problem where you didn't warp? Like yesterday or today or some shit?
I did, but I knew exactly what happened. I didn't play for replay.
Oh, nice. Okay. Did you know that it's possible that you can do everything right and still not warp?
Yes.
Yeah. Also,
it's because like you pick up like too
Yeah.
many things.
There is a queue of things that you can have in like a pickup buffer, and it's 20. So if you kill a lot of people during HTC and you grab a lot of cash, like, you know, the women can drop a lot of cash, then that plugs up the queue and the save replay fucks off the other end.
Yep,
It's pretty rough. Here, when you
that's a
enter this
thing. I
marker,
didn't know about it. You
press
fucked it up.
shift once. Press shift once. You mash this happens.
Yeah.
So many people do that. It's like just
The cutscene
5
skips when you like
seconds.
stop pressing stuff, I think.
Yeah.
This is a very
This is very slow. Wow.
like
I think that's the longest skipped cutscene of that I've ever seen.
that's like a typical beginner mistake though. I understand why
Yeah.
people don't understand how that works.
Because it's the only cutscene where you have to do that. Every other one you can mash.
Yeah.
But yeah, that
Like
cutscene's
there's a
good.
mission in like all missions in 100%, but it is kind of like that. But in this beginner category, that's the only time that you need to do that.
When does that happen in all missions?
Trojan Voodoo, I think.
Oh yeah. Otherwise it takes very long to skip. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I remember Shadow Dog
But
bitching
yeah.
about that for so long. Like, come on, dude. Yeah, I say this wasn't bad, but like 3 like main things that I could think of that were like you did so much and it lost you so much time was the obsession with glitching cars, the obsession to be optimal and try and cut corners that you couldn't cut instead of just like driving normally and going across like the center of something instead of trying to cut across the corner and then, you know, slamming or getting your heli stuck or like, you know, loads of shit that lost so much time. And then the greediness, while like taking the turns either super wide or super like narrow and nothing in between. Those are like the 3 things that cost you a lot of time that you probably wouldn't notice because they're not like big time losses, right? Like
Yeah.
one of the biggest things that you'll see when people get around like the 56, 55, 54 is like, you know, I didn't fail a mission. I didn't lose any big amounts of time. So how am I still this much behind, right? Like, where am I losing the time? And sometimes you'll bleed it like a lot by making mistakes that you don't think are mistakes. Because like, oh, you know, I maybe took that a bit wide, but whatever, right? But when you do it all the time, it can lose you like 30 seconds plus across an entire run. Also, yeah, I don't get why people don't just use the M60 here. Like,
I think like something what I used to
getting
like to do
overwhelmed.
is just go into third person and shoot things because you don't get the stun locked,
Yeah.
and it's pretty easy to aim with the M60 in third person anyway.
Yeah. One other thing that people do is they stand on like the Tech 9 because it gives you like infinite ammo. You can just shoot infinitely with the Uzi. That's fine. But I just use the M60. So then you always have it primed. You don't need to step back there either. You can just instantly flick to him. Like, this isn't all missions. No need to step back. But yeah. That wasn't horrific. But it's definitely a... No minor, no major time losses, but definitely a lot of things that, like, you did constantly across the whole run that then in turn caused you to drop, like, so much time.
I was surprised by some of the game knowledge for an alleged like second run, but like
Yeah.
there are some other things that I feel like you should know. But now you know if
Yeah,
you're watching this.
great.
Good job.
Good job.